This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, there's some big plans in place for the Laurel Mall. We'll fill you in next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Cara. Some major changes are coming to the Laurel Mall, changes designed to make people and families want to come, shop, and stay. In a news conference this morning, officials from Lexington Realty International, headquartered in New Jersey, the firm now managing the mall, announced that it has big plans that are already in the works. The firm manages 7 malls across the country. The plans include the former JCPenney store, an addition of a new freestanding building outside the mall, and a new restaurant where Ground Round used to be. We talked with Lexington Realty President Alan Rakinski and Company Vice President Eric Frankel.
We took this over about 90 days ago, and we actually got on the field and began moving this property and making sure that we take care of what has to be taken care of. We have already gone ahead and signed 2 leases. One lease is accompanied by a local winery. Another company is a jewelry store. Will be taking over Howard Jewelers. Those leases are both anticipated to open around 90 days from now. There is a lot more that we've been doing. We have the anchor space, the JCPenney vacated. We have 4 letters of intent from 4 national tenants who are interested in taking that space. We're going to go ahead and divide that space and build it out for 2 of those 4. Ultimately, we anticipate these deals to happen in the first quarter of 2015.
Lexington Realty is confident it can fill the mall to 100% capacity within 2 years, confident because it has done it before.
Lexington Realty has had a lot of success in numerous malls across the country, taking malls such as this from as low as 65% occupancy and bringing them up to as high as 100%. Actually, one of our malls we actually call 105%, because we actually put in a out parcel outside to put in 2 tenants, which we couldn't accommodate inside the mall. Our vision is just persistence, and a lot more persistence, knocking on every single door which possibly has said no to us, and things in the retail market change all the time. My motto to retail is there's no such word as no, it's how and when.
The company knows that it has to compete with online shopping, but the plan is to make the mall a family destination.
It's no secret there's something called the internet and internet shopping, and sales throughout our country are being lost to internet sales. It's my vision to bring the mall as a destination. How am I going to achieve that? Down at the JCPenney wing, I've gone ahead and put in, within the next 60 days, we'll have a play place for parents to bring the children over. That's been ordered, that's been paid for, and it's going to be delivered and installed within 60 days.
There still is a certain element which people like to have in a physical store. Touch, feel, smell, be it buying a beauty product. You can't go and smell the different fragrances that Bath & Body Works might offer in their shampoos. You can't go and try on the various different sizes that Maurice's has or Provost shoes.
The mall will also feature Wi-Fi, comfortable seating areas, the new play place, and more, all in hopes of attracting shoppers of all ages. Almost 3 years after an 18-year-old McAdoo girl was struck and killed along Interstate 81, the man responsible for her death was sentenced. 52-year-old Onyx Gorbea Lespierre of Mechanicsburg was sentenced to 18 to 36 months in a state prison, a negotiated sentence approved by the judge on Monday. Members of Kayla Bari's family were in the courtroom. Kayla's mother, Mary Kay Colbert, says he got off easy. Afterward, she told reporters, quote, "It should have been more, but we're grateful it's over." Bari was killed on July 3rd of 2011. She was standing behind a disabled car on the side of the road when Gorbea Lespierre fatally struck her. Investigators say that he was legally drunk at the time. Prior to sentencing, Gorbea Lespierre did apologize to Bari's family. Now here's some information from the desk of the Foster Township Supervisors. A farmers market will open on July 3rd and be held every Thursday throughout the summer. The farmers market will be open from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the Woodside Playground behind the Foster Township Municipal Building. There's an interesting show coming to NEPA this weekend. It's called a Paranormal Showcase. One of the participants is internationally renowned medium and author, the Reverend Robin Marie, who you saw on the latest episode of The Girls.
This is a full-day event, and this is going to have hour by hour different lectures addressing metaphysical topics, parapsychology topics. We have a specialist from TAPS from TV that will be there, as well as myself. I'm the MTV medium and other shows that you've seen me on, and we'll be talking about these different experiences. And I'll be showing part of my movie, which is Ghosts of Fire, about Centralia, right here in Pennsylvania. So we have a lot of wonderful authors that will be there and vendors as well. So it's an all-day event.
And if you have ever wanted to actually go on a ghost hunt, this Saturday is your chance.
And so us as the professionals, we're going to take you around and teach you how to use equipment. And with me being the medium, I'm going to teach you how to connect with spirit.
A Paranormal Showcase takes place this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. at 409 Main Street in Duryea, just north of Scranton. And the actual ghost hunt will go from 9:30 p.m. until 2 a.m. And for more information, there's a lot of information there on your screen that you can use. Well, our headlines are brought to you by FYI News 13 and our media partner, the Hazleton Standard Speaker. For the latest local news and sports information, visit the Standard Speaker online and make sure you like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Coming up on FYI, there's a free concert happening at a historic location in our area. We'll have the details after this break. And later in sports, we'll take you out to the ball game for the District 18 Little League All-Star Tournament.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
And we're back here in your community on FYI News 13. Every Tuesday, we talk about caring for kids, and we're really happy to have Helen Vogue with us. She's a grandparent, and guess what? She's been watching over her grandson legally for a couple months now, right?
Well, actually, it's been close to almost 2 years.
Okay. And we want people to know that after this legal service goes through, that there is help out there. There are services through SWAN, through the state, and you've taken advantage of that.
Yes, I have. And I was pleasantly surprised to find that these services were available, because I think I'm among the group of slowly growing majority of grandparents who have taken custody of their grandchildren. And I had no idea that these services existed, and it was really a pleasant surprise.
So what were some of the questions that were going through your mind when you had to take in, or decided, I should say, to take in your grandson full-time? That's a big responsibility.
It is, especially since there's another generation gap.
Right.
And it's a little bit of a different world out there. So I was concerned, should there be some behavioral issues with him? But I was pleased to find out that SWAN provides an advocate for the child. And I was able to take advantage of those services, especially in school. If there were some issues with grades or behaviors, I've had the pleasure of having someone come with me so that I had someone to support me in some of the questions I may have had or concerns about my grandson.
Now, from in school, there was the out of school time, and that was where respite services came into play.
Yes, they did. My advocate told me that there were some funds available, limited funds. Respite, if we didn't need to use it as a form of rest, where we did not want to have to give him away for a week so that we could go away, but there were funds available to have him enjoy some of the activities that probably were prohibitive in cost. So we used those funds this past winter. We were able to give him hockey lessons. We were also able to give him snowboarding lessons, and I understand that hopefully we will be able to have summer water park pass for the family so that he can enjoy these things with us.
So these are respite approved programs that you make your request and then they're approved, correct, by SWAN?
By SWAN, that's correct. And I had no idea that these services were available. I would never have dreamed that.
So how have these services helped you raise your grandson in a safe environment?
Well, I know that I have somewhere I can turn. It's very difficult, and I'm sure it's difficult for people of our generation and our age who have already raised our children and find themselves in a situation where they're now raising small children again, it's wonderful to know that there's support out there. There's a coalition of grandparents that has monthly meetings. They have seminars yearly, and we have the support of SWAN. And that was wonderful to know, because I was a little bit intimidated at first by having a small child to raise.
Well, sharing your information is certainly helping those people out there who are going through a similar situation as yourself. That number that you can call through Pennsylvania SWAN is 1-800-585-SWAN, and that is for anybody, correct?
That's correct. And I was really impressed with their services.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I applaud you for what you're doing with taking on such a task of raising your grandson, but I'm sure you're doing a great job.
Well, it's my pleasure to be able to step in and do what I think needed to be done. And I'm grateful to, the state for having these programs available to people that can really benefit from them, the children.
All right, thank you so much. And again, we're here every Tuesday, Care for Kids, right here in your community, FYI News 13.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Here's what it looked like outside today, and you just get the feeling the past few days that we're getting ready for some storms, and they are in the forecast that we're bringing to you now from the National Weather Service. Tonight, there's a chance of showers, 50% chance, along with some thunderstorms as we dip down to 64 degrees. On Wednesday is when it starts as we look at the extended forecast. The high will be up at 77, and there's a 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. And then on Wednesday night, showers and thunderstorms likely at night as well. For Thursday, chance of showers and thunderstorms again in the area, but it should be a partly sunny day as we reach 78 degrees. Thursday night, storms move out, partly cloudy, low down to 57. Friday, it's a nice day, partly sunny. The high is 77. Friday night, we'll go down to 58 degrees. On Saturday, rain enters back into the area again, only a 30% chance. The high will be 76, and then a mostly cloudy night on Saturday night as the low is 59.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazelton. Treat yourself today.
A free concert is coming to the Brainerd Church this Sunday, and you're invited. And here to tell us all the details are two lovely ladies from the Brainerd Church Board of Directors. To my right is Carolyn Tobias, and to my left is Wendy Hildebrand, who is the secretary. So Carolyn, I'm going to start with you. Tell us all about a Touch of Brass concert this Sunday at the Brainerd.
We're hoping, first of all, that the weather is going to be wonderful. We're asking anybody that's coming, and we sure hope there's a lot of people coming, to bring a chair or a blanket. We will be serving free refreshments. The Touch of Brass is an ensemble of men from Bloomsburg, Berwick area. We have one gentleman from Sugarloaf, and they played for us 2 years ago. The music was wonderful. We're so excited about this, and the reason we're doing it is we want the residents of this area to realize this is their church. They need to come and see what kind of a fantastic, fantastic historical site this is that belongs to them. But we're really, really hoping that we have quite a few people coming out this Sunday. It is the 29th of June, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and just come on out and enjoy a relaxing afternoon in the valley.
People may not be aware of the Brainerd Church. It's on Main Street in Sybertsville. Just a brief little description of what the church is all about.
First of all, the church was built in 1853. It is a throw-off from the Presbyterian Church out of Beaver Meadows. We have been restoring bits and pieces of the church. We have now opened it to 2 services a year, Easter dawn and Thanksgiving Eve. We just hosted a wedding in there. You have to understand, there is heat in the church, there is no electricity. So all of our services are done by candlelight. It is a non-denominational church. So we have, 2 years ago, we had one of the monks from Sybertsville. We have our local pastors. We have One time we were kind of stuck and we had an undertaker that came in to do the service for us. So it's really a situation where it's just a joy to step back in time. When you walk into the church, oh, by the way, we have an old pump organ that plays the music, but when you step back into the church, it's like stepping back into maybe Little House on the Prairie, that kind of a situation.
Okay, very good. So this big event coming up this Sunday. And Wendy, I know you need volunteers because you want to make sure that this church stays a vibrant part of the community, but you need people to do that.
Yes, we need a major amount of volunteers. It is not a lot of money to be a member, and the members that we do have, if we can get some of them back to be active, that would be great. Our meetings are the first Thursday of every month. Normally they're at the old Cunningham School. This month, I think, August, I know we normally do a picnic up at the grounds. If anybody wants to come and be a member, we'll be up there, and we can just use members. We have life members, and we have just people that join every year, and we really need the help.
All right, so if you'd like to become active in the Brainerd Church, you can get in touch with these ladies and become part of the organization. And if you're looking for an afternoon of wonderful music, that's this Sunday, a Touch of Brass concert at the historic Brainerd Church in Sybertsville.
Thanks, Lisa. Moving on tonight, there's a lot of little Colts out there dreaming of one day galloping with head coach Stan DeCoste and the Marion Colt football team. But before you can gallop, you must walk. To help in that process, Marion hosts a football camp every summer for kids going into grades 3 to 9. This year, the camp is July 14th and 15th and 16th from 8:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. It will focus on fundamentals of offense, defense, and special teams with instruction from the staff and players. For more information, you can contact Marion Coach DeCoste. Call the numbers on your screen. Hey, here's the midday winning lottery numbers. The daily 463, the big 4 6199, Quinto 05059, Treasure Hunt 3, 14, 15, 17, and 29. Come back for Little League highlights next.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
We begin our coverage of the District 18, 11, and 12-year-old Little League All-Star Tournament with Valley East and Hazel Township. The East Siders are hitting on all cylinders right now. They've yet to give up a run in their 2 games, and they've scored 31 runs. Maybe my beloved Red Sox should tune into FYI and see how it's done. Last night, Valley East beat Hazel Township 10-0 to move 1 win away from the winner's bracket final. The first batter for Hazel Township drew a walk and advanced to third when 2 pitches got away from the catcher. Valley East, Alex Metler stayed cool and fanned 12 of the next 16 batters to get the shutout victory.
At first, I felt a little pressure because, well, the 12-year-olds, this is our last chance to play on the field, at our home field, so I felt a little pressure with the crowd, but then after that, I just felt in control because they weren't really hitting me, so I felt confidence.
In the top of the second, Alex Jordan came up and jump-started the offense for Valley East. I'm going to call him Air Jordan from here on out because check out the hang time on this home run. I think it landed in someone's radishes in the community garden behind the field.
It was a fastball and it was clear. It was just right down the middle. I did what I would want to do with a first pitch fastball down the middle, and I drove it. Well, you go through rough spots in baseball, and you just have to work about it, and you have to think about what you're doing, and you have to practice. And I just practiced a lot this year, and I just use my hips and drive with my hands.
Valley East had a 2-run lead going into the top of the 4th when they brought 10 batters to the plate and scored 6 runs. Gabe Collier had the big hit. With the bases loaded, his double drove in 3 runs. Aaron Mason also had an RBI in the inning. Mason finished the night 3 for 4 with 4 runs batted in. He talks about his final at-bat in the top of the 5th that drove in 2 runs.
Well, it was just the first pitch. I knew the kid was throwing pretty good, so I figured first pitch, I'll take a swing at it. It was right there, so I just figured pull it. So I got a single out of it.
Valley East travels to Tamaqua on Friday for their next game in the winner's bracket. Our Chris Goy covered last night's Franklin Township West Hazelton game, and here's his story.
Grab a ballpark franket, some ice cold water, and get ready to watch some exciting playoff Little League baseball. Franklin Township stole the show against West Hazelton with a 7-1 victory. They did it all with their mighty bats as two of the boys cranked the long balls. Coach Tony Fristic was proud of his boys.
Well, it always feels good for a coach, especially when they have good swings. They were nice line drive home runs, one to the opposite field and one to a normal spot, but they hit them hard and they went out.
One of those balls happened to be a momentum shifter and a difference maker in the bottom of the third. Ben Schatz came up to bat, hitting his first homer of the season.
It was good that the guy before me got on base to get the score. It was pretty much all him, but I just drove the ball right down the side and made contact.
Whoever they face next should be a good matchup, according to Coach.
Well, I think either one's going to be hard. Either one's going to be tough. It's both. I think the teams we know we haven't played yet this year. We played one of them a little bit in some interleague scrimmage, but either one's going to be a tough matchup for us. So we'll be ready.
Franklin Township will move on in the winners bracket after winning their first 2 games. They get a few days of rest, and then they are back at it against Towamensing on the road on Friday. I'm Chris Goy with FYI News.
Thanks, Chris. Now here's some scores from the other games last night on the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard. Towamensing, they knocked off Anthracite, and Tamaqua, they beat Whitehaven, all moving on in the winners bracket. Now in the consolation bracket, Valley West stayed alive by knocking out Tri-County. We'll take a full look at the consolation bracket tomorrow on FYI. And finally, here's our tweet of the day. To be honest, I like LeBron James and I don't care where he goes to play basketball. But here's what the fake ESPN had to say after he opted out of his contract in Miami, referencing his claim of how many titles the Big Three would win in South Beach. They tweeted not 1, just 2, and credit it to the historically accurate LeBron James. Hey, check out our Facebook page for some bonus sports content I just put up at facebook.com/FYI News 13. We'll be right back. Happy Wing Night. It's Wing Night at Bottlenecks. Get $2 off your order of wings or all-you-can-eat wings and boneless wings for only $14.95. Bottlenecks wings are voted best wings in the area year after year.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the Simon Kramer Cancer Institute will be holding a Red Cross blood drive on Wednesday, July 3rd from 1 to 6 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome, but to schedule an appointment, call 570-277-6218. All participants will be entered to win a $100 American Express gift card. And one more announcement, the 80th Annual Ukrainian Seminary Day will be held Sunday, July 27th from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at St. Nicholas Picnic Grove. Several groups will be providing live entertainment and will also be featuring delicious homemade food, vendors and crafters, basket options, and much more. For information, please check out seminaryday.org. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Irene M. Locke of Hazleton. Graveside services will be held Thursday at 1 p.m. in the Mountain View Cemetery. There will be no public viewing. The Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Mitchell C. Stish of Freeland. Mass is Thursday at 9:30 a.m. in the Immaculate Conception Parish at St. Anne's Church. The McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111.
Thanks for watching FYI this evening. We will see you again tomorrow. Until then, take it easy, everyone.